Welcome back. Welcome back to Cryptos R Us. I am George. We're all George. So tonight, let's talk about how one person thinks Bitcoin ETFs have zero chance. Yes, that's right, zero chance of getting denied. So that sounds pretty good. But you know what? One person is pretty pissed at Bitcoin all of a sudden. Cardano founder, what's that about? And I got a lot more to share about Cardano overall. So let's do this. Welcome, guys. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Bitcoin coming up a little bit from this morning. I know this morning seemed like a little scary. We're above 37,000. Overall, you can see Bitcoin is still moving according to plan. Trending upwards. Really no different than before. Definitely not time to be panicking. Great time to be DCAing while we are still low. I found this article on CNBC that has nothing to do with markets or Bitcoin or anything, but I couldn't believe it, so I'm just going to share it. It's so outrageous. So this was on the front page of CNBC. 64% of men say this is their number one dating red flag, according to a recent survey. Now, whenever you see things like this, you figure, maybe it's about religion or health or politics, like the usual stuff, right? Like, what could be the number one dating red flag according to this survey? I bet none of you guys could guess it because it's so out of left field, as if we were back into the 80s. You know what they said? When someone identifies as a communist, that's a big turnoff. Like, seriously, you can't make this up. A whopping 64% said that would be a turnoff if someone identifies as a communist. Like, seriously. I'm just sharing because, that's just like so out of left field. This was not written in 1980s. This is a recent survey in 2023. Anyways, just to have some laughs. Okay, has nothing to do with anything, but that's just so hilarious. Anyways, moving on. What's not hilarious is now the U.S. government is trying to penalize and set an example of CZ. So after he flew in, to plead guilty and to say, he to admit fault, and he's no longer the CEO, right? And he put out $175 million for bond. He agreed to $50 million in fines, right? So his sentencing is supposed to be like in February. So he's supposed to be allowed home, but all of a sudden, the U.S. government's like, no, telling the judge, no, you can't let him out. So now the judge is saying, well, I'm not so sure I'm going to let you back to Dubai because the government is telling me not to let you go, right? So now the government is trying to do a 180, even though CZ they probably already promised CZ, like, hey, if you agree to this, you know what, we'll let you go. You can spend time with family. Sentencing, probably no big deal, right? You're not going to get any jail time, probably some house arrest, and that's it. But now they're doing a 180. Seems like they want to go for his throat, which, of course, is no good. No good. Like being a communist, according to this survey. I'm surprised it's not like 99%. Like, it's only 64% if you think about it. Anyways, what does the CZ story have to do with anything? Well, it makes Coinbase stronger. Okay, Coinbase is seeing an influx of Bitcoin as there's a exodus out of Binance, although it's not as big as the story portrays. 450 million Bitcoin went into Coinbase, but only 187 left Binance. So it's not like a mass exodus, but there is some, just a little bit. Okay, moving into Coinbase. But of course, Coinbase is being set up by the big dogs. Okay, Grayscale, who holds 650,000 Bitcoins. They're using Coinbase as a custodian. You got ARK that's using Coinbase. You got BlackRock that's using Coinbase. Wisdom Tree using Coinbase. Franklin Templeton using Coinbase. So as you can see, all these guys are trying to come out with a Bitcoin SPY ETF. Guess what? They're all using Coinbase as custodian, as a surveillance partner. So obviously, who is being set up to be the greatest exchange to benefit from introduction of spot Bitcoin ETFs? It's, of course, Coinbase. These guys are counting on it, betting on it. So I think this had a lot to do with what happened with Binance, but, that's just me putting two and two together. But anyways, speaking of Bitcoin SPY ETFs, right, the good news is after Binance is now removed from the picture, now it seems like the coast is clear. Coast is clear. And by the way, Coinbase stock, Jose is saying, Coinbase stock is skyrocketing. Today, even skyrocketed on a very rocky day. SPY ETF anticipation fuels largest crypto fund inflows in 2 years. So look at all those blue bars. That's massive amount of money flowing in. We're talking about billions upon billions upon billions. And that's pre-approval. Wait until post-approval, right? It's going to be wild. And everyone thinks there is zero chance of denial. This is from Mark Zusko, who is the founder and CEO of Morgan Creek Capital. And the reason being, people could read in between the lines. People could put two and two together. Right now, that Binance is kind of like the final piece out of the picture. Coinbase is set to dominate, right? This sets the stage for approval in the U.S., and everyone thinks by January, we will get the very first spot Bitcoin ETF. And we may even get it sooner if Grayscale's trust converts to ETF even sooner. We could get that in December, even before January. And if we get that, that means, yes, we got it, and everything else will get approved. So basically, bottom line, zero chance of denial. And when we get it, where will Bitcoin be? Well, according to this analyst, at $57,000. 57, that's a pretty healthy number, right below 60,000, right? If we get that conversion this year from Grayscale, we can certainly end the year right around $57,000, right? We could end the year at $60,000 right before the halving event. That would be absolutely fantastic. Good all around, right? So nothing but goodness right now in regards to Bitcoin. If you're measuring the fundamentals, still as good as ever. Here's a market cycle basically showing right now is the accumulation stage right before the red dots, which is massive explosion. It's pretty easy to understand. We're definitely trending up, just like all the blue dots before it. Slow and steady trending. That's what we're seeing. It's no different than the times before until we get to the explosion, right? Here's another one. Bull market indicator showing that we're in a bull market. Yes, we're in a bull market, and yes, it's going to get crazy when we get to the parabolic phase of the bull market. So yes, stay strong, continue to hodl and DCA. That's really the way, right? Seems like everyone is happy about Bitcoin. But today, I saw something that Altcoin Daily posted. One person's not very happy about Bitcoin, and that's Charles Hoskinson. And he goes off on Bitcoin, mostly because he's trying to prove a point, saying that the SEC doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. But unfortunately, he uses Bitcoin as an example and picks on all the Bitcoiners and the orange-pilled people and just Bitcoin overall. He goes on a crazy rant attacking Bitcoin to just prove a point that SEC doesn't know what they're doing and Cardano is not a security. That may be the case. Cardano is probably not a security, but there's no need to go on a full-on attack on Bitcoin when you're trying to prove a point. Just like XRP did that too, or Ripple tried to do that. Ripple tried to attack Bitcoin in their defense against SEC and then realized that was a big mistake, so they stopped doing that. Yeah. So I'm not going to play this. You guys could play. Charles is dropping F-bombs left and right, getting all pissed off at Bitcoin maxis, and SEC and Gary and everyone. He's just really pissed about it. Really, really pissed about it. Maybe he's just pissed at the fact that Cardano's price has not been moving. No, I'm just kidding. No, he always says he doesn't care about ADA's price. He says that, but I think he does. But anyways, that's not why he's pissed. But speaking of Cardano, you guys may be wondering, why is Cardano so stagnant? Why is it not moving? Are there things happening with Cardano? And yes, the answer is yes. I already answered that. Yes. Let's start out with AI Boost. There is a new AI chatbot, Gerolamo. I think that's what you call it. Goes live. Right now, you got ChatGPT, you got Bard, you got, what's the other one that exists? I don't know, but there's a lot of AI chatbots. This was what Charles was trying to pull Sam Altman into, because now you got this going on. You got AI live, or at least, yeah, it's in the beta form, but you got AI live on Cardano. What can the AI chatbot do? I don't quite know. I don't think you could just tell it to program a dApp on Cardano. I don't think it's that smart, but it could be that smart in the future. They're still building on it, so that's fantastic. And Charles is still trying to draw in, Sam Altman, because Sam Altman was fired and then got rehired. But during that time, that's what Charles was trying to do, try to bring him aboard and do a decentralized version of ChatGPT as a partner chain. Obviously, I don't think that's going to happen now, but still, you never know. Maybe that's still in the works. Okay? And also, speaking of chains, Charles is trying to, this is older, right? But still, Charles is trying to get everyone to become a side chain of Cardano, including Algorand. He tweeted this out months ago saying, hey, you know what? Maybe you should become a side chain of Cardano. Who's to say that's a bad idea? Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe that is, right? But outside of trying to get people to create side chains, the TVL for Cardano, as you can see, is starting to explode upwards in a very positive way. In fact, they're approaching their high back in right here. I think that's 2022. So Cardano's TVL is going up, but not for the reasons you would think. MinSwap is not dominating, though it's still number 2, but you got this new app, okay, Indigo, which allows people to tokenize and create synthetic tokens of real things, of the real world. Indigo, never heard of this project before, but, it exists there's versions like this that exist in Ethereum, but now it's on Cardano, and they're actually leading TVL. They already have 63 million, so they're helping prop up the TVL value. And looking at this list, you also have the DJet stablecoin. I'm sorry, I was going to say sidechain. But they're starting to go up a little bit, right? 1 month change up 27%, $15 million. Obviously still not as strong as some of the other ones out there like USDT, USDC, so forth, right? But it's growing. It's growing. Well, overall, you got a brand new dApp that's locking a lot of TVL. That's awesome. But speaking of MinSwap, which is the biggest DEX on Cardano, they put this out that, hey, V2 is coming, right? It is already the largest DEX. Like, I've used it before when I was aping into SNEC before I had to use MinSwap. It was good. It was a good DEX, right? But this is what the new interface looks like. It's a brand new interface. And they're going to have other stuff like faster trading. And then they have these auto routing. And it's going to be cost less. And there's a more advanced order types. And they have their own wallet too. They basically have it all, right? So it seems like they're moving in the right direction. This is what you need for projects. You need to have good wallet support and dApp support, especially DeFi, right? That's what Cardano has, and it's still growing. So that's good. What else does Cardano have? Well, they have their NFTs, the Clay Nation NFTs, which I think is still the most popular collection on Cardano. Well, now they have a bridge. So they have this partnership with Sandbox, and you use your Clay Nation as avatars in Sandbox, and Sandbox is on Polygon. So now they built this bridge so that you could like move your NFT over to Polygon, so then you could create avatars and create games and play games with your Clay Nation avatar, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. So there you go. And then lastly, I saw this. Cardano seeks to woo Argentina's anti-establishment president. Charles wants to meet with the new president to pitch Cardano at a state level. Forget Bitcoin because Charles is mad at Bitcoin. Let's just go with Cardano instead. Or let's create a new project and throw as a side chain for Cardano. Who knows? He wants to make that happen. Will that happen? I don't know, right? So those of you guys that are complaining that Cardano is so slow, doesn't have a lot of things moving, well, there are a lot of pieces, a lot of moving pieces, and all of this will add up eventually, and you will see Cardano move in a big way. Eventually. You just have to be patient. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That's my alpha on Cardano today. All right, let's do some Q&A. Today I degen into Grok again with leverage, and I made some money again. Grok is on an absolute tear, but I feel like it's just going to come crashing down. Let's see. Pokemon Jack, what is the chance XRP will get mass adoption and become the global currency for all banking? And what would that do for a price? If I had to give a chance, it would be 0. I hate to say it. XRP is not going to become the currency for all banking across the world. It's just not. Some banks might use it, but for every bank, no. Because banks are already creating their own currency. Like JP Morgan, they have JP Morgan coin for that reason. So the answer is no, and 0%. And what would that do for a price? Hypothetically, if it happened, XRP could be driven to $589. But will that happen? Answer is no. People are saying, love Charles Hoskinson. Cardano will everything out of the water. I think you missed a word there. Cardano to the moon. Hate on Cardano, but it will make many new millionaires. I can't believe people still believe in ADA. I love Indigo. Well, that's good because I've never heard of it until today. But let's see. Let's see how it works. So they have synthetic Bitcoin, synthetic E, synthetic USD. That's about it. So right now it's a DeFi play, but they want to make it so that you can make synthetic tokens of everything. Of your house, of your spouse, of your kids, of your mortgage, you know, everything. Does FTX have a shot to build bad up? Also, did you buy anything cool for Black Friday? I did not. I bought a lot of little things for the house, but nothing like huge that I really wanted. I mean, Black Friday is not the same as Black Friday from 10 years ago or 20 years ago when people wait in line or you know, wake up you know, at night, at midnight, and try to buy something. Now it's like everything's the same price, and all these prices are fake. Would you be excited for an NFT raised game that has raised $0 and has actual playable demo? To be honest, no. To be honest, no. But if the game turns out to be something really fun and is good for the chain that it's on, great. But I'm not like a big gamer, especially NFT-based games, because I hate games that force people to buy NFT before you play. So yeah. Adam J, can you share my opinion on my portfolio? I have 0.55 Bitcoin, 70, 60. Okay, I can't do the math. I can't break them down all, you know, with my Asian math. But it sounds like it's a good breakup. Antonio says, Cardano to the moon. Y'all sleeping on it. Bunch of people who don't know what they're talking about with Solana and Avalanche. You'll see. Those founders are on display. See, the thing is, Antonio, I agree with you. A lot of people may be sleeping on Cardano, but you don't have to attack others to prove your point. See, that's the thing. That's where tribalism comes in, and it just gets everyone pissed off. And also, frankly, it just makes you look more desperate. You don't need to say that. You could just say Cardano's the best. And here's the reasons why. When you start putting others down to prove a point, I feel like it takes away from the argument. My opinion. And we have too much of that in crypto already. Everyone's like putting something down to try to shield their own bags. You know what? You could have multiple bags. You could be a Cardano holder and a Solana holder. You know, there's a new idea. You could hold both. You could hold Avalanche in there too. And you can hold Polygon. There's no reason why you had to pick one over the other. What's your stance on Super? I don't know. I've never heard of it. What's Super? Superverse, Supermarket, Supercoin, PureMe? I don't know which one you're referring to. Can you take a quick look at Coinos Layer 1? Coinos. Richard, I appreciate that. 32 million, relatively small. And MEXC and CoinShare. Weird choice of exchanges. The first free-to-use blockchain, open source, free-to-use, modular, scalable, fair launched. What does that mean? Free to use. All chains are free to use. Feeless and free to use. Just like the internet, the Coinos Mana system allows you to use the blockchain without spending or even holding any tokens. Mana recharges over time in maximum 5 days. You know, that just sounds horrible. It sounds great, but it's horrible because there's no way that's sustainable. That means they have to inflate the supply to make up for that, which that doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna say no. And plus, horrible exchanges. Like if they were doing a fair launch, I'm involved with a lot of projects now. If you really want a fair launch, you just launch on a DEX, right? You launch straight on Uniswap or something. You wouldn't launch straight on MEXC or CoinStore. That's not like a fair launch at all. In order to list on MEXC, you have to give enormous supply. They ask for a huge supply for marketing purposes, and then they really just keep it and dump it. So that also is concerning. So I don't think it's really fair launch at all. Willy Wonka, you should always bet on 21, man. I always bet on 21 when I play roulette. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Superverse. That's a horrible logo for 167 million market cap. They're on Coinbase. They're on Binance. What the hell's going on here? How did they get listed on Coinbase? Superfarm is now... Oh, isn't this Elio's thing? Superfarm is now Superverse DAO. So now they're a DAO. They're not like a compounding thing. Superverse will now govern over revenues generated from products within the ecosystem. So, okay. So they have other things in the ecosystem. Very different as Superfarm, which is like a auto-compounding DeFi play. I have no clue. Well, I can't say anything good or bad about it. If they have a lot of a lot of dApps in their ecosystem, great, but completely different than a project that I knew about from before. But very impressive to be at 160 something million market cap. Origin Trail, it's okay. Supply chain project. Do I still like or hold any nulls? No, I stopped that. Got off that bandwagon years ago. The team broke up. They started some other thing. They're distracted. They have no idea, so no. Can you look at Parsk? It looks like Graph and Link had a kid. I have seen it before. It's an old project. It's not a new project. That's like it helps you. I forgot what it does. Got my wife, Penny, your merch for her birthday. Thank you, Andrew, and I'm sure your wife really loves it. Data retrieval. Yeah, I remember this. It's an old project. Not very sexy. Not something I'm interested in. Celine, the realtor from Vancouver. Love you, George. Been DCing since 2017. Awesome. Congratulations. You're probably doing pretty well right now. Grady, pumped for Vegas. Me too. I'm pumped for Miami and Vegas. But Vegas, man, it's going to be good. The IFC party, it's going to be awesome. There's going to be a lot of UFC fighters there too, as well as KC fighters. Beam is a mirror circle, right? It's a promising. Where is this not mirror circle? Is this mirror circle? No. I guess, yeah. I guess I'm thinking of something else. Sorry, can't tell you anything about it. Jolamas. Thoughts on XLM seems undervalued. I strongly disagree. I don't know what's going on with XLM. They don't have a direction. No one knows what they're up to. What's up with Harmony One? It sucks is what's up with it. They screwed all of their dApps. They screwed all of their main projects. And they got hacked. So, and they have no recovery for that. What are your thoughts on regulated exchanges like CRO, LCX, which all the money leaving Binance? What? What do you mean, which all the money leaving Binance? You're saying all the money leaving Binance is going to CRO, LCX? No, they are not. Because very little money is leaving Binance. No one really cares what the Justice Department, their dog and pony show. So no. As for those exchanges, never heard anyone use LCX. CRO, so. I heard from a project. I asked, like, out of the exchanges your project is listed on, which ones have been good and which ones have been bad. And he told me bad things about CRO. Just to clarify, Coinos did launch on Uniswap, and once they did, they launched mainnet. They were put on MEXC. Andrew was founder of Steem. Okay, so why does it not list Uniswap anymore? Why did they get off of Uniswap? That's the question. But the free model just doesn't work. Man, the trending, the hot trending coins right now is Terra and Terra Classic USD. I mean, it's not pumping that much. What are your thoughts on the graph? Will they get back to all-time high? Yes. The graph basically indexes chains and projects and helps project create APIs for data retrieval. So very useful, but again, not very sexy. Can they get back to their previous high of, 229? That's like a, like a 20x almost. Can they get back up there? I like to think so. Because I still don't know another project that competes head on with the graph. But, the thing is, they're not a very sexy project. So that may be why they're so slow moving right now. But, in a bull market, anything can happen. Scott Patry. Thank you. Kramer told us to buy. Should we sell? That's an interesting question because inverse Kramer is usually 100% right. I'm hoping that he is wrong this time. Inverse Kramer, that is. So hopefully, no. When Kramer comes to the orange side, hopefully that is the correct side. Sunday Swap. They were the biggest DEX on Cardano, and now they're way down there. I remember when they were launching, they just had so many problems left and right, and now they're way below MinSwap. MinSwap is definitely the leader on Cardano right now. Illuvium could be big after featuring on Epic Store. That is true. That's if their new beta game is going to be spectacular. Otherwise, if it's still not good, getting listed on Epic Games doesn't mean anything, right? So that's supposed to be any time now, like tomorrow. Yeah, launching tomorrow. Let's see. Well, obviously right now there's not a lot of enthusiasm. Otherwise, it would be like blowing up right now. So it may have ran the course already because it's been going up. I guess we'll see. Awaken the One. I don't know anything about Ribbon Finance. Never heard of them. Yeah, I don't get it. He tells people to sell Bitcoin, yet he pays his home with Bitcoin. Yes. Pompliano helped Jim Cramer make a boatload of money with Bitcoin. Then Jim Cramer sold the Bitcoins and paid off his house. And he was very happy for it. And then he just did a 180 and said, I don't like Bitcoin. I don't like anything. Then he liked it again. And then he didn't like it again. And now he likes it again. He's been flip-flopping. Jim Cramer's take on Bitcoin is just like an average retail investor. He just goes with his emotions. He goes with the market sentiment, and he just makes calls based on that way. He's not a true Bitcoin holder. He doesn't truly believe in what Bitcoin represents. A lot of people still don't believe. But, you know, the younger generation, you know, tends to believe more. Dash and Litecoin long term. I'm just going to shake my head at that long term question. Did I see that Richard Hart is on the run? Well, the SEC is going after him. Not just for civil stuff, too. So, I don't know if that's the reason or what you saw it, but yeah, they're going after, I'm not even going to name his projects. You interested in starting a meme coin of your own? I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind to start a coin, but I don't want all the controversy. It's probably gonna get pumped and dumped by the market makers, and I don't want to be blamed like, oh look, I bought your coin and it just dumped down, So of course I'm interested, but I don't think I would ever do it because of those reasons. People will manipulate the hell out of it, and I don't want the SEC to be knocking on my door either. Is the new meme coin you said you had for us Grok? No. Although I did degen into Grok today again, made a few $1,000s and then pulled out rather early because I didn't want to make the same mistake as last time. But at some point, this is going to slow down. I mean, it's up 36%. It might dump down again, but right now it's on a crazy run. And it's still like under 200 million market cap. So it can continue to run. This may be the next, Pepe. I don't know. What is the true market cap? Yeah, it's about 200 million. I don't know how much the founders have. I don't know if they hold like 90% of the circulation. They may. But right now it is definitely gaining momentum. Bonk is the next Pepe. I have not been playing Bonk. Bonk is right around there, 214 million. It's harder to play Bonk because you have to use Radium, and most people don't use Radium. And then you gotta get some Solana or USDC or bridge USDC over. Still, when it comes to meme coins, ERC1 still dominate. Do you know anything about these subpoenas that Coinbase and Bybit got? I mean, someone told me about it. Someone got an email saying that their information may be subpoenaed or something. It seems like it's a generic email. I don't have a Coinbase account, so I never got one. So I don't know if that's just like a blanket thing or... Yeah, I think it's a blanket thing because a lot of people told me they got it. So it's not like just you. I think it's just in general. Chances that Gemini Earn victims get their crypto back. I heard they had a settlement recently. They settled for a couple $1 billion or something. So yes, I think that is coming. XNA AI coin. Never heard of it. All right, this is the last one we'll check. Down 16%. Again, on MEXC. I don't know. If MEXC is the main exchange, and not to like shit on MEXC too much because I still do use them for my degen leverage plays. But, if they're the biggest exchange that a coin is listed on, I don't know. I don't know if they're worth looking at. Let's just put it that way. But, last thing I'll look at, connecting the real world with blockchain. Neurai aims to be a platform to enable to enable harnessing the power AI algorithm for efficient data analytic, predictive modeling, decision-making, connectivity to iOS devices using blockchain assets. I mean, that's a grammar mistake, right? That doesn't make sense. To be a platform to enable harnessing the power of AI, that has to be a grammar mistake, right? That looks like, you know, that looks like my my class in college. I mean, this website looks like it was created by a bunch of amateurs, to be honest, and they don't have pictures, so they're not doxed. And comparing to Ethereum, I mean, yeah, no. I'm gonna say no. All right, guys. Overall, what's going to happen? There's zero chance of a Bitcoin ETF getting denied. Okay, that's what's going to happen. So stay strong, my friends. Gave you guys a lot of updates on, or a lot of alpha on Cardano. Like I said, I'm going to start giving you guys more alpha every single stream, so make sure you tune in. And of course, I'm going to continue to cover Bitcoin as well. All right, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.